Today, I'll show how I tried to help my friend beat the first Nightreign boss on his very first time playing it. Before Nightreign, the only Souls game he'd ever played was the best one, Dark Souls 2. Since I knew I'd have to carry him, and because enemy health scales drastically for 2 players, I picked Executor for his high arcane and his starter weapon's bleed. I used 2 boss relics that are common in most Executor builds, giving the starter weapon 3 status effects. Normally for the 3rd relic, players run Everjail relic, which is a solid choice, but I figured we wouldn't do many Everjails on his first run. So instead, I picked a relic that increases my physical damage by 5%, plus an additional 10% when fighting poison-inflicted enemies, and I'd be inflicting poison myself. Now, you might think, why does Arcane matter for Executor if his starter weapon doesn't scale with it? Well, when you apply a status effect that doesn't come through a skill, like poison in this case, it adds arcane scaling to the weapon, similar to how it works in Elden Ring if you imbue a weapon with a poison ash of war. So here's how the run went. At first, we took on a fire monk, who's really easy no matter how good you are at the game. I got a solid passive effect from him, and my friend got the forked greatsword. Before going anywhere else, I had to wait for him to figure out how to climb out of there. Then we took on another really easy boss. I got another katana and enough money to buy a smithing stone and upgrade my old one, while my friend got another forked greatsword, which he couldn't quite figure out how to equip in his left hand for power stancing. After he finally managed it, we went to an Everjail and got a gank fight. It was fine though, since I had my ultimate. At this point, you might notice my friend actually hadn't leveled up yet, and couldn't even use his weapons for the last 2 fights. I didn't realize that until later, so we had to go back to the Grace so he could finally level up. After that, we went to fight the basement boss, who turned out to be pretty easy. Somehow, I managed to miss and die as well. It was fine though. We had time to come back and finish her. My friend finally found the button to use his ult. Even uncharged, it's still really strong. From the boss, I found a great weapon for him, but he was 1 level short of being able to use it. I also got a really good talisman that turned out to be crucial later in the run. We didn't have much time, so we just went to quickly earn some runes to reach level 7. I also got a shield with a really good passive for this Nightlord. The next boss turned out to be the demi-human queen and swordmaster. Yoda went down easily, and now it was time for the easier of the two, though she could still two-shot me. I decided not to risk it and used my ult. My friend finally figured out how to use his weapon skill after the fight ended, and he just didn't stop spamming it. Later, we came across an elder lion who got destroyed. From the lion, I got a better secondary katana, though I didn't need it much. We took down a cave troll so I could get a smithing stone for my main weapon. After that, I found the same talisman I already had from a scarab, so I gave it to my friend. Then we found a dragon, who took half of our time on day 2. I got ganked by Batman and a dragon. I just hate bats so much in this game. Luckily, Colossal Swords can revive 1 bar in a single hit of running attack. The zone was closing in on us, but we had our ults. The boss didn't drop anything too useful for our builds, since we already had great weapons. But we did get the money, though we lost it temporarily. I've never seen a dog chase someone so much in this game. And it stole my money too, but I got it back. Then we went to take out some trolls. Well, I took out some trolls while he was figuring out how to climb the bridge. The zone started moving, but there were 2 great enemies near the circle. Unfortunately, the first one was a death bird, and there was no point fighting it. The second was an elk, but we didn't have time for it either. The only one left was a frenzied troll, who hadn't yet been taken by the zone. The Night 2 boss was Morgott. Not the easiest, but a good one. Somehow my friend dodged all of his blood attacks on his first time seeing them, while I got hit even when the boss wasn't aiming at me. I got super lucky to pick up a Wending Grace, letting me revive once during the Nightlord fight. And now it was time for Gladius, at level 12. Here's how it went. The first phase went pretty smoothly. I only had to use one healing flask. In the second phase, they were all mad at my friend at first, then switched their aggro to me, then back to him again. This time I thought they'd aggro me, but they switched to my friend almost immediately again. Dogs just didn't like him this playthrough, same as the one that chased him earlier. Next time you fight Gladius, run far away when you see him do this move. The hitboxes don't match the sword. I almost revived my friend, just one hit away. Fortunately, I still had that Wending Grace I picked up earlier, giving me a second chance. I almost died here, but that Pearl Drake talisman came in clutch. They tried to stop me from reviving my friend, but this time I had my ultimate. Somehow I finished the boss while just trying to revive my buddy. And just like that, instead of spending 18 hours trying to beat this boss on his first playthrough, my friend spent just about an hour. Of course, he still has lots of bosses to go, so let me know if you'd love to see part 2 of this video. If you have any questions, thoughts, or ideas, be sure to leave a comment. And if you liked this video and want to see more content like this in the future, consider leaving a like and subscribing. Thanks for watching.